all. It's the first week of the new year. We are done with it. Thank goodness. I don't know about you, but for me, every day was a Monday. I felt like, Groundhog Day. Um, Lots and lots of craziness in my world. But as you can see, we are still in my living room. And the reason for that is my shelves. My bookcases have still not arrived. I at least have a date when they are allegedly coming. We will see. And so instead of getting upset about it and creating havoc on a condition that I cannot change, I have chosen to go into my office and literally pull everything out of every drawer and go through everything. And it's actually kind of been a blessing. I recommend for anyone who wants to do something maybe to inspire yourself or maybe to declutter your brain, because it's definitely done that. Go through some old drawers, closed drawers or your desk or what have you. I found notes for fictions that I forgot about. And got excited about again because they were little notes to give me a path to travel, and evidently something was blocking the path at the time because I just kind of shoved it away. But now, we got some new ideas going out there, and I just added to my to-do list for the year. But it's all right, it'll be okay. So, absolute power. I cannot tell you how speechless, thrilled, ecstatic you guys have responded to that book leaps and bounds above what I expected, which was 2 people to read it. I have started the second book, Absolute Corruption, which is Austin and Lainey's story. Now, those of you who have read Absolute Corruption know that Miss Lainey had some issues, ran into some problems, and she's worked really, really well through what had happened to her, and we're continuing that story. I find her to be very inspirational. I will say that this week, Miss Lainey has taken my outline of what she's supposed to do and say and crumpled it up and threw it away. And that's all right, because I encourage my guys to do that. What started out as a simple trip, which if you remember in Absolute Power, Lainey had been out of town. Now what happened when Lainey was out of town? See, I wasn't going to do what I did, and you'll just have to get the book in order to find out what Miss Lainey's doing. But anyway, so she's been a talking and a going on and taken me in a direction that I never thought of. So anyway, some other things I did this week between me and Miss Lainey having a conversation and cleaning out my drawers and not fussing at my husband, because I'm trying not to fuss at him, is I wrote some very angsty pages. And so when that happens, at least for me, I can't say it for everybody, but for me, I have to balance the sour with the sweet. And so therefore, that brings me to what I read. Now, this was a book that I started a few weeks ago and kind of tabled it. Not really a flounce. I won't call it a flounce, but definitely tabled. And went back to it when I just couldn't write any more of my drama or my angst. Sometimes you gotta take a break from life, and that was kind of how it was. But anyway, so this week I wrote. Oh my God, I did write. Trust me on that. I read Sweet for Her by Harper Ashe. Now, Sweet for Her is about a baker by the name of Crystal Jenkins. I always want to say Jennings, but even when I'm reading it, I want to say Jennings, but it's not, it's Jenkins. And Miss Crystal is in Vegas. Now, before you're thinking, oh, great, another one of those, she gets married in Vegas. Ain't that. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. Ain't that. But something very wonderful does happen for her in Vegas, and it really is one of those really sweet, got to have a glass of milk with it. Just keep the cavities off your teeth sweet. It's exactly what I needed. So if that's where you are in your world, where you need a little something to take the edge off perhaps and balance out all the nasty that's in your world, then give Miss Harper Ash a go. I give it 2 thumbs up. Again, the only reason I put it down was because I had this book release thing, and so anyway, so yeah, give it a look. So where am I going to be coming up? It is now book tour season for me, and my first stop of the year is in Daytona Beach at Coastal Magic, February 4th through the 7th, where I am going to be one of 16 featured authors. We are having a ton of things going on. I'm seriously excited about this. If you have tickets to it, please come see me. I'm doing with several of the other 15 other, good Lord, public school, sorry. The 15 other authors, we're doing something, just some really crazy, wonderful games and panels, and I'm going to be talking and answering questions. One of my favorite subjects, the men in uniform. Yeah. So anyway, so Daytona Beach, February 4th through the 7th. Come see me and a whole list of incredibly talented people, and we're just going to have a great time. I am going to be giving a t-shirt away from there. I'm going to have all 16 of us sign this bad boy, and one lucky member of you is going to win this. So, all right, with the beginning of a new year, I am going to lay down a challenge to all of you. Earlier this year, probably, and I say this year, it's 8 days into the bloody thing. But anyway, my editor sent me a challenge, and on that challenge was, I want to say 10 things, book related, to do this year. And so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna issue you the same challenge that she issued to me, and therefore, so the first challenge, and we'll talk about this next week, is I challenge all of you to reread a book that you completed. I don't care what it was. I don't care if it was the menu at Denny's. I'm kidding. I do care. I don't want you to read the menu at Denny's. I want something that you read perhaps when you were younger. It can be anything. Don't limit yourself. But a book that, and it doesn't have to be one you enjoyed. It could be one that perhaps you flounced on, and you go back, and maybe you're in a different, portion or different thought process in your world now, and maybe you can look at it differently, or maybe it's been rewritten, or whatever. So yeah, let's do that. That's challenge number 1, and I think there's 12 of them, so I'll issue you one a month, I believe. And if I'm wrong, which I've been wrong many times, but if I'm wrong, we'll let Elizabeth tell me in an email. Trust me, she will. But anyway, so this is probably the shortest one I've ever done, and that's because I'm really just, oh my gosh, Lainey is in my head. She's been in my head all day, just talking. Matter of fact, I sent a scene to my editor in a text message today, and I'm sure she shook her head and went, this girl really needs some Valium or something, because she's just crazy. I did get asked if the second book was going to have anything with Dylan and Claire. Absolutely. Dylan and Claire do not disappear from this book. They are going to be in Absolute Corruption. This trilogy, I've planned it so that everybody kind of intermingles, even though the main characters of the story do change. The entire family, it's a family affair going on. So again, read something that you've written, that you've read previously, and yeah, Coastal Magic coming up. I'll talk about it again. Very excited about that. Looking forward to that. Have a good week, y'all, and remember, be nice to each other.